Three. And right now, Francis, Lisa did brought back her minutes here.
Basically, after there, we continue to meet with the CEOs of both the Total Prairie Hospital and the IHS.
Motion on the floor.
They're giving stipends right now already.
The motion is read for the Irene Bruno scholarship.
The big stipends. The other board of committees that gave them, might as well treat them the same. Well, if they're not, then they treat them the same.
So we'll stop giving stipends now?
Yeah, they were giving stipends.
But in the motion that was made for them to meet was for the Irene Bruno scholarship.
I know, that's why my motion is to keep them active.
Yeah, but you gotta mention in there, they're gonna get stipend or not. Just one job with me. Essential and non-essential.
I would think they were essential.
We think they're essential because we're dealing with COVID.
I didn't make that list.
You what?
I didn't make that list. Judicial made that list.
I know, but I mean, I'm still saying, we think that they're essential because we're meeting with the CEOs of our clinics that are doing it.
I'm just saying, I got a right motion, and the motion and the other one that, with, Irene Bruno scholarship.
I understand what you're saying, Mr. Vice Chair, but I mean, all I want to do is I want to be fair, too. If other boards and committees ain't getting their stipends, and that's a single issue we do. That's my motion, just to activate them. Whatever the policy is that Mr. Vice Chair is going off of versus, for the stipends, that's how this will be as well.
So moved.
Okay.
Second by Buffalo Lake. Question by Madam Secretary.
Stipends will be pending.
Francis Crawford,
Yes.
Curtis Bissonnette,
Yes.
Winfield Rondell Jr., Milton Owen,
Yes.
Carol Owen, Louis Johnson,
Yes.
Trevor Vice Chairman,
Yeah.
Trevor Secretary, Mr. Chairman, motion passes.
Thank you, members of the council and execs. Anything else, Lisa?
No, that's not.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. She smelled it.
No, so that's why I'm over here to update you guys on. So 4 of us at court staff weren't here yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday because I'm here Friday this week and my contract's not for 5 days. And then Heather, Kim, and Mary were also not here yesterday because we staggered schedules, partially to cover something like this happening and also to minimize exposure. So since the rest of the girls were exposed, the judge and the appearances that we have scheduled for next weekend are all like review hearings and updates you could theoretically do by phone. We're going to call the judge for those next week. And then the 4 of us are going to be in the rest of the weekend, every day next week. Judge Oleski's still going to be here tomorrow and Friday. And if we need a warrant signed, I guess we'll have to get a hold of Tucker. So,
Okay.
because
Mr. Chairman, I think that, that they were all in their offices as well, that they should all be excused for the rest of the day, so.
that's our plan.
Maintenance can be in there.
Yeah, our plan is they're gonna spray it this evening. But they already spray it every night, I think.
No,
No, they spray just the courtroom every day. They don't spray it to the staff.
they're gonna fog it out. What they will
Okay,
do
so they're
is
gonna
fog
fog
it,
out.
the bomb it.
I think she already talked with Mr. Renville, and they're already gonna fog it out this afternoon. And then we'll be here the rest of the week and all next week with just the 4 of us. Court will still be open. People still be able to file stuff. Obviously, y'all were aware that you were in the same room that I was yesterday. So,
Not all of us.
not all the ones who were running for re-election.
Myself, Nick,
Okay.
And we're not going Berlin. Tom, and Berlin,
So, it'd be fun.
and Christine.
I already let Judge Seiler know, as well,
And just,
so he's aware.
yeah, I appreciate you letting the council know, but just keep in mind too, you have an executive. Just work it through Mr. Vice Chairman
Well,
administratively.
yeah, I was actually looking for anybody who was in here,
Yeah.
because like we figured out like, the people who weren't exposed, we can keep the court running next week because it wasn't a particularly busy week. We just didn't have anyone in here, so I was just gonna wait.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Francis brought me in, so.
I'll go off the doors.
Okay, Dr. Johnson, sorry about that. Can you hear us, Dr. Johnson?
I can hear you.
Okay, whenever you are ready, I'll turn the floor over to you for the education report, Dr. Johnson. It's all yours.
I have 2 action items, and then we will be doing the Head Start report immediately following. The 2 action items is the school choice resolution, and I did
Okay, here.
copy of the resolution on your table. Just I did email it out as soon as I got the verbiage on it. So I'm asking we could support that last year. If you look at the backside, it's a little bit of history. What I'm talking about there. If you support that last year, I'm hoping that we support this because it goes through the legislature process. And we're hoping that one of our representatives, County St. John, will go ahead and support that. And we have a meeting with her yesterday, and it goes to the tribal relation meeting that may happen next week. Or the following week. I don't have the date on it. I think it's like the 16th. But please approve my resolution.
That's the resolution.
Where's the resolution?
Dr. Johnson, it's hard to hear in here. You just wanted the resolution?
Yes, just approve the resolution, please.
Motion to approve the resolution presented by Dr. Johnson, moved by Kakiza Haska, second by Tokunawa. Question by Madam Secretary.
Curtis Bissonnette,
Yes.
Milton Owen,
Yes.
Carol Owen, Louis Johnson, Francis Crawford,
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairman, Tribal Secretary, Chairman motion passed.
Thank you, members of council and execs.
Thank you, Council. The next action item I have is the NB3 Coalition, or NB3 Foundation actually has an opportunity for a grant to provide, really help mitigate COVID-19. And I was approached them a few months, well, actually I approached them back in March. And it finally became available that we can put in for one. For $10,000, I did talk to the tribal secretary about this. And I also asked what kind of supplies or what do we need. And so I need a little clarification of what you want to use it for. When I talked to Tim Pearson with EMS, what he would like to do is use some cotton some fold-up cots, and he actually provided me with a bid. And then when I talked to Courtney, also out of that office, she was talking about some oximeters and some additional supplies that she would like. Or you could use it for supplies like food to mitigate, our quarantine families. So whatever you want me to write it for, I will do that. So it's either I can go with the recommendation from EMS, or I could go with supplies and quarantine items for people that are positive.
Dr. Johnson, I'm going to turn the floor over to Madam Secretary. She has a question or comment.
Dr. Johnson, is that something that we can discuss further? Because those cots that are being purchased are basically falling apart. They don't last. And kind of what we were thinking is single beds with plastic covers on the mattresses would be sturdier and last longer and be reusable for the warming house.
So maybe Secretary, you want to just go with supplies and food items?
Yes, supplies and food items, and maybe just discuss that further to be determined.
Okay, I can do it for that. It's a real simple application, and then I would expect that hopefully the vice chairman's office, who is already set up and doing that delivering of supplies and everything, that they would meet all the requirements for the spending of the 10,000. I can do the report.
Okay, thank you.
Can you approve that, my application for the grant?
Madam Secretary is going to accept that and also making a motion to make that. Was that a second by Tokunoa? Second by Tokunoa. Question by Buffalo Lake.
Curtis Bissonnette,
Yes.
Milton Owen,
Yes.
Cheryl Owen, Louis Johnson,
Yes.
Francis Crawford, Tribal Vice Chairman,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, motion passed.
Thank you, members of council and execs.
Thank you, Council. I have three things I would like to just mention to you. Is I put the folders for the Head Start in kind on your council tables where you're sitting. Please sign it, and then I will definitely come around and pick them up for you. I didn't have everybody's folder. If you had yours in the office, please give that to me. I'll process it. And also know that the Bureau of the BIA is actually doing the ranking of what they rank on there for finances and put in for FY. So the schools are all being asked to rank, and also I'm being asked to rank. So I'll rank for the education department. The thing I wanted to mention to you was I know that you reserved about 800,000 out of the CARES Act for education for the higher education department and internet. And I want to give you the figures that we're at. It's about 230,000 for higher education. And she thinks that that's going to be probably all she's going to need out of there, because she's done ordering. And then we're still processing internet last month, and we're still processing internet. And that's presently about at 259,502. And out of that internet, there was served 678 households. And it's still planned that Enemy Swim and Teoshpazina will pick up the internet for those children that attend their schools. And presently suggested to the Head Start if they could do the same too, because that's their format for education services out to their parents. So Lexi is working on that. If there's no questions, I'm going to turn it over to Lexi, who is our new Head Start director. Good afternoon, council. Oh. All right. Good afternoon, council. Yesterday was my first day as the new Head Start director. Yesterday was the first day we had our first policy council meeting together. And so the previous director has provided the policy council minutes and also has given the report for me for the Head Start and Early Head Start. So the only action items I would need is for you two all to accept the policy council meeting minutes and then approving the Head Start report and also the financial report.
Go ahead, Curtis, you got the floor.
Chairman, I'll have, make a motion to accept the policy council meeting minutes for Tuesday, December 1st.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Kakiza Haska making a motion to accept the minutes, second by Tokanawa. Question by Buffalo Lake.
Yes.
Yes.
Trevor Vice Chairman? Yes. Trevor Secretary? Yes. Mr. Chairman, motion passes.
Thank you, Council. Any gazettes?
Mr. Chairman, motion to approve Head Start report for November 2020.
So moved by Kakiza Haska, second by Old Agency. Question by Tokanawa to approve Head Start report for November 2020.
Curtis Busnet?
Yes.
Milton Owen?
Yes.
Carol Owen? Yes. Louis Johnson? Francis Crawford? Trevor Vice Chairman?
Yes.
Trevor Secretary? Yes. Mr. Chairman, motion passes.
Thank you, Council.
And a motion to approve the Head Start financial report for November 2020.
So moved by Kakiza Haska, second by Tokanawa. Question by Buffalo Lake.
Curtis Busnet?
Yes.
Milton Owen?
Yes.
Carol Owen? Yes. Louis Johnson?
Yes.
Francis Crawford? Trevor Vice Chairman?
Yes.
Trevor Secretary? Yes. Mr. Chairman, motion passes.
Thank you, members of council and execs. Anything else, Alexis? Thank you and congratulations. Motion to approve the education report, moved by Mr. Vice Chairman, second by Old Agency. Question by Tokanawa.
Yes. Yes.
Milton Owen?
Yes.
Carol Owen? Yes. Louis Johnson?
Yes.
Francis Crawford? Trevor Secretary? Yes. Mr. Chairman, motion passes.
Thank you, council. Dr. Johnson, anything else? She looked like she was ready to say something. Members of council, going on to our agenda. Right now, we got DCA. I thought you were coming back to feed the fire again. It's like, what?
Ready for us?
Yeah.
Knock them off pretty soon, huh?
Council, I want to apologize for Curtis. He was low sugar this morning.
Angry.
I'm good now.
Never seen him turn, I never seen him turn red.
I like to just do that just to get everybody fired up. Huh? Oh, you want me to hand these off?
You pass them out, yeah. It's just a.
Mr. Chair, whenever you're ready, you can turn on your mic and I'll give the floor over to you.
Okay, thank you, Chairman and members of council. DCA had their meeting on November 30th. First meeting in December. Well, I'll just go down the line. Buffalo Lake had our executive meeting on November 19th, 2020. Motion number 1 was adult roster as listed. Motion number 2 was youth roster as listed. And that's all Buffalo Lake had.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Motion to approve Buffalo Lake District Executive Meeting of November 19. So moved by Louis,
Second.
second by Kakiza Haska. Question by Ola Agency. Jeez, Tiny.
Francis Crawford. Curtis Bissonnette.
Yes.
Milton Owen.
Yes.
Carol Owen. Yes. Rebel Vice Chairman. Tribal Secretary. Yes.
Thank you, Council. Moving on to Bikuli.
We had their executive meeting on, where am I at? On November 23rd. Motion number 1 was to approve adult membership as listed. Motion number 2 was to approve youth membership. That's all Bikuli had.
Thank you, Tiny, for representing the Bikuli community. Motion to approve the Bikuli minutes.
Motion, Mr. Chairman.
So moved by Kakiza Haska.
Okay.
Second by Buffalo Lake. Question by Tokanoa.
Curtis Bissonnette.
Yes.
Milton Owen. Yes. Carol Owen. Yes. Louis Johnson.
Yes.
Francis Crawford. Tribal Vice Chairman.
Yeah.
Tribal Secretary. Mr. Chairman, motion passes.
Thank you, Council. Go ahead, Jesse.
Good afternoon. Louis Tanchas. TFA-TP had a executive meeting on November 20th. Motion 1 to accept adult membership as listed. And motion 2 to accept youth membership as listed.
Thank you, Jesse, for bringing those minutes in for your district. Motion to approve those minutes. So moved by Olensi District, Nippy, and second by Tokanoa.
Question.
Question by Kakiza Haska.
Milton Owen.
Yes.
Carol Owen. Yes. Louis Johnson. Yes. Francis Crawford. Curtis Bissonnette.
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairman.
Yes.
Tribal Secretary. Mr. Chairman, motion.
Thank you, Council.
Chairman, we move on to enemy swim.
Enemy Swim District had their executive meeting on November 30th, or November 21st. Motion number 1 to approve adult membership.
Thank you, Crystal, for representing Tokanoa. Is there a motion to accept the minutes? So moved by Tokanoa. Second by Buffalo Lake.
Question.
Question by Kakiza Haska.
Carol Owen. Yes. Louis Johnson. Yes. Francis Crawford. Curtis Bissonnette.
Yes.
Milton Owen. Yes. Tribal Vice Chairman.
Yes.
Tribal Secretary. Mr. Chairman, motion passes.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, Long Hollow brought their minutes in. I believe you all got them. You just go through them out. Long Hollow.
All right, Jesse, I'm going to turn the floor over to you.
Long Hollow, we had an exec meeting this December 2nd. Motion 1 to approve, to accept youth as listed. Motion 2 to accept youth to adult as listed. And motion 3 to accept district membership as listed. That's it.
Thank you for representing your Kakiza Haska membership. Motion to approve minutes.
Motion, Mr. Chairman.
So moved by Curtis Bassinet. Second. Oh, that was a tie. I'm going to go to Tokanoa for second. Question by Ola Agency.
Yes.
Milton Owen.
Yes.
Carol Owen. Yes. Louis Johnson. Yes. Francis Crawford. Tribal Vice Chairman.
Yes.
Tribal Secretary. Mr. Chairman, motion passes.
Thank you, members of council and execs. Anything else, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, hang on.
Another crabby guy.
Okay, Sonny came to our executive meeting.
DCA.
Hold on, Lake Traverse had their meeting minutes too. Executive.
Travis had an executive meeting November 25th. And motion one was to approve the membership as listed, and that's all we had.
Was that adult? Adult membership?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for representing Lake Traverse in your minutes, your membership. A motion to approve Lake Traverse minutes.
Motion.
So moved by Kakiza Haska. Second by Old Agency. Question by Tokunua. Yeah. Yep.
Curtis Bissonnette?
Yes.
Milton Owen?
Yes.
Carol Owen? Yes. Louis Johnson?
Yes.
Francis Crawford? Carol Chairman?
Yes.
Carol Secretary?
Thank you, Council and execs.
Chairman, IUPA has the minutes from September that he needs to read.
Yeah.
I'm just reaffirming the adult membership, motion number, motion number 7, made by Marcia Rendell to approve members to adult roster. That was as of our September 27th meeting, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Jay, for representing HAIPA with your membership. Motion to approve HAIPA minutes.
Motion.
So moved by Old Agency.
Second.
Second by Kakiza Haska. Question by Tokunua.
Milton Owen? Yes. Carol Owen? Yes. Louis Johnson? Yes. Crawford? Curtis Bissonnette?
Yes.
Carol Chairman?
Yes.
Carol Secretary? Yes.
Go, Chairman.
Okay, Sonny had come to our DCA meeting on Monday and shared some information and a lot of things. We have to get a lot of things done here within the next couple of weeks. He didn't put a deadline, but asked for to get everything, so we get all our COVID funds spent. I want to thank him for that, for coming and sharing what we needed to get done and what we're doing. Okay, first off, I'll go with our stuff from Buffalo Lake. Is having what we have on our plan. Our plan is almost complete. We've got our mitigation plan. We'll be turning those into the executives maybe tomorrow or Friday, as soon as we get it signed by Dr. McCabe on that part of it. And then all of our other stuff, that'll be turned in, and Sonny is aware of it. But we're gonna be short. I mean, we've been looking, and the procurement office has been looking for a plow and truck, and we found one, but we're gonna be short. I mean, because the world doesn't matter that we only get a little portion of this thing out in this, from this disbursement, so we're gonna be like $13,912 short from the truck we found from Buffalo Lake. I don't know what kind of...
You do have that plow in mind, right?
Pardon me?
You said you had that plow,
Yep.
but you're short 13 Gs.
Just for a plow and a truck.
Okay.
So our plan is almost done, and then what Sonny said was is to try and get with McCabe, and because I don't know if the other ones have been working on it, but Lisa and I've been reading through it, but we're almost done with our whole mitigation plan and everything, and I don't know what the other districts, if they want to piggyback off of that or what, but that was Sonny's suggestion. Because I think we need it. I mean, we need to be safe, not only for our memberships and the cleaning parts and all that, but to protect us as an organization. Not only, I mean, because we got plans here to try, well, we need to have them at districts too, and that's what we've been working on.
I think Jay from HAIPA, I think your rep over here, Junior, is not here right now, but he's been trying to advocate for a snowplow for your district too.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not sure about the other districts, but I know Junior was trying to include that in your guys'.
One of the main things that we have going on is with the night plan also.
I don't know if I should give a copy to Eddie, and then as soon as we give you guys the whole plan, either tomorrow or Friday from Buffalo Lake, then we go from there.
Actually, if you got a plan, I'll have Christine put you on the exec committee, because the exec committee is the one that has to approve that. If you can meet tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, we're just waiting on the last final draft from Dr. McCabe to sign off on it, and then myself as district.
Or you can just have Lisa give me what you guys are gonna submit, and I can take it to the exec committee meeting too. Either way.
I sent her the final draft, she approved it yesterday, so I sent the final draft back on our letterhead this morning, and I'm just waiting for the, like Vicky's saying, sign off on it and send it back. We have our letter of engagement. Waiting for Garrett, like you said, to do an addendum to that, not a new one, to do an addendum saying that the tribe's gonna pay that $6,000 on our behalf, so I'm waiting on that. And then I did the narrative, I wrote up why we're going to all these places, purchasing all these things like you asked.
Okay.
So it's just a wait, and I'm hoping by tomorrow afternoon we'll have, we'll have what we need to hand in our package.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Did he write out that motion, Byron?
Anything else, Mr. Chair?
Having a brain fart, hang on.
What was that other motion? Remember Sonny wanted us to make a motion? Oh, reimbursement.
Oh, now I remember. It was on the reimbursement for when we handed out meat and when our districts, and we brought everything and we gave them the portions that Jim would pay for it at 75-25. But that's a big chunk of money that is just sitting there, and who knows when COVID's gonna be done, you know? And we were wondering if the council would approve out of the CARES funding that the districts get reimbursed that amount. I mean, and I'm pretty sure Jim has all those numbers.
I think Sonny does too.
And Sonny has them too, for when we gave out meat and food and stuff this past summer. And Sonny has them, and he gave them to Jim, and Jim's waiting. I mean, he can't do anything until this pandemic is over.
Yep.
We use that human dollars. The university, so we do our district. The reason why we're requesting that is because, like, for example, Old Latency, we spent $25,000 on hiring people to deliver this to the homes, and we did it 3 times. But that came out of our gaming dollars, and we're still out that. So that's why we're requesting it to come back, because I don't want to name the district that started this, but because we're giving out district days, now we're under the gun to all have district days. So we need all of our gaming dollars to be able to do that. And then one of the things that Sonny did say that's going to help us is he is saying that we should be able to help under our CARES Act money to help our youth in our district through Walmart cards. So, just letting you guys know, so when we go to jail, you guys are going to jail too. So,
Not if we don't approve it.
but, you know, so there is some relief coming for the membership. And old agency, we got our numbers together, but we were told at a previous DCA meeting by a tribal member that the vice chairman's office was working on getting pickups and plows for the districts. Is that something council's still trying to do, or?
I looked at, and it was something that you guys would have to agree on. That was gonna be out of the COVID funds.
Our COVID funds?
You know it was.
I know, look at Jesse. You didn't let him know? Jesse, you didn't let DCA know? He's trying to look puzzled. No.
I never heard that part of that rumor. That's not what Curtis said.
Curtis, you had your hand raised.
Mr. Chairman, we did talk about that, but I don't think there was any action item or there was no motion passed that we were going to just get plow trucks for every district. But it was just discussion, but it never went anywhere after that. So, and then you guys got allocated that money, so then we put it back on the districts to do that, take that initiative to do that with their executives. That's kind of how it went.
Well, council, you know, it's really unfair for Buffalo Lake and the smaller districts. Like, his price here is $35,500. Buffalo Lake's only getting $48,000. So they can address all the other needs that are needed at the district center as an emergency shelter. So like old agency always does, you know, we're standing here in support of Buffalo Lake and all other districts.
100 across the board.
And that's why we discussed at
You know-
DCA that we wished that it was 100 across the board.
I agree with you, but the whole reason why everything started getting prorated because it wasn't fair for the bigger districts before. But if you guys want to do that, you guys would probably have to do a motion at your DCA meeting in order for us to take action on that.
Even if you did a base, 25,000 base, and then prorated after that. Even if you guys did that, that would.
And it's up to your guys' membership, because there's our membership that, I remember that it came through old agency saying, how come this ain't prorated? That ain't fair that Buffalo Lake's getting all this money for their youth and we're getting the same amount when we got double, triple the amount of youth that Buffalo Lake has. That's where this came from. But if you guys want to change this COVID funding around, that's something that you're going to have to ask your membership to see if they're willing to do that. I have no objections to it.
I don't believe we have the time to do that.
Louis, did you have a question, Louis?
I mean, to go back and ask the membership, we can't even meet.
You fed the fire before this. That's why when I seen you came in there. Now you're trying to do it again. Go ahead, Louis.
Well, I remember last month when you came in, you guys asked for tractors and snow blower, loader on it. We're getting down to the end here now with this COVID funds. Well, let's stick to the tractors and snow blower and loader for each district. When it's time to close this out, we should have some funds left over. So then we can get each district a tractor. We need to start working on that now. Down to the end here, you're gonna be rushing to spend money.
It's gonna go quick.
Yes.
2 weeks.
And then we can do that and then get them then leave their funds where they're at now with what they received, and then we can get them the tractors and loaders and blowers.
I agree with you, Louis. When's your guys' next DCA meeting?
This afternoon. Right outside.
Go ahead, Kakiza and Haska.
So you guys have all your money spent, Dickie? So why don't you just keep your same list, and if you go over, we have enough, I think we have enough just to accommodate that. I mean, if you guys are short, then that shouldn't be a problem, because I know there's gonna be money left over. You know, so just keep your list and keep going at it, and then if you fall short, then that's where we pick it up.
Mr. Vice Chairman.
If you guys wanted to obligate that prorated money any other way, you guys can make that motion and you can get it to Christine, because in that resolution, the execs approve that. We're not increasing no budget, because all it says is 700,000 for the thing. All we do is just a mod to configure if you guys wanted to, you know, so that Buffalo Lake can get what they need.
Our exec meetings are at one Thursday, every Thursday.
Tomorrow. Mr. Vice Chairman, would you be able to go in on Lisa's plan, doing a base of 25,000 to at least cover the majority of cost of the pickups that most of us need? If you could figure out what
It'd
disbursement.
have to come from you guys. If we
Yeah.
did it up here, then we're saying, well, how come you guys get to say what the districts want? Whatever you guys recommend.
Well, we would just like to know what the remainder of the disbursement would be after that.
Remainder of what disbursement?
Well, like Lisa said, 25,000 base, all the way across the board, then prorate the rest of it.
If that's what you guys want to do, make the motion to do it.
We just want to know what the numbers would be.
Okay.
Instead of old agency getting 114, what would it be? It'd be less, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Would the base of the 25,000 for each district come out of the 700,000 for all the districts? Or would that be besides?
I'm actually thinking it might hurt you guys even more, because if you have a $25,000 base and then you're only prorating the rest of it, you might end up with less.
So that's what I was asking, is that money on the side, is that money that the tribe would have, or is it the way it is?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go 700 at least.
No, not 100.
100,000.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. Go ahead, Francis.
Mr. Chairman, speaking with procurement, like not even a half hour ago, procurement says that Lake Traverse District was the first and only district to turn anything into them to order anything.
No, that's not true.
No, she's still waiting on your stuff. She told me she
No,
was.
I sent her what we needed.
Yeah,
Straight emails.
and she said that she's waiting for you to email something back. But other than that, Lake Traverse is the only one to turn anything in.
I sent her what we needed.
And that's straight from her mouth, so.
Discussing our stuff with you. Who's our supervisor? Well, that's cool crap. Why do you guys let that shit happen? It's not even cool.
She wasn't discussing any of your stuff. That's all she said.
No, you just said that. You just said she's discussing it with you.
Just that you guys never turned nothing in.
Well, even that's a lie.
She told
'Cause I got the emails to prove that too.
So the Lake Traverse District only got to turn anything in. And all that money's gonna be sitting right there. Yeah, we'll use it all.
Well, Chairman, since Councilman from Lake Traverse came in late, and we discussed the fact that Sonny met with us and said that we can have our deadline of the 11th to have our plans put in to his office, and then by the 16th to be the finalized date. Correct? What we're just trying to do is see if the Vice Chairman, that would help the three smaller districts that are below $100,000. Yeah, see, that's why I care about them too. That's why I'm requesting this. Old agency cares about them too, that's why we're trying.
Save your thunder in 2 years.
Brings on his district elections.
Anything else, Mr. Chair?
No.
I appreciate, go ahead.
So we can meet with you tomorrow? Get on your agenda with the execs?
Christine's right here.
Dick, you want to bring up that system?
We done?
Tiny, we got one more thing here.
Rolly, did you open that, that link that I sent you on that iWave air purifier system?
Excuse me, Tiny, you gotta speak up.
I said, did you open the link I sent you on that iWave air purifying system?
Yes, I like that. Another one was going
Well,
similar to that was
I got some more information on it, and I think this would be a good thing to really look at, because to install it in a house, the cost is $600, and it's a one-time cost.
yeah.
There's no maintenance required once it's in. And 30 minutes after it's in the chamber in your furnace, it kills 99.4% of COVID. And 60 minutes after it's in there, it kills 90% of the cold virus. So this is just a one-time cost, and your house will be clear for, you don't have to maintain it or anything, it's just there. This is something I like to have in my house, and I think a lot of the elders would benefit from this, besides myself. So I was wondering if you guys would consider something like that for the elderly
Yeah,
that
Tiny,
have private homes?
Paula Looking Horse already presented that already.
Pardon me?
Paula Looking Horse already presented what you're presenting already in our exec meeting. The air
Okay.
purifier.
Well, I can contact Ed and have him come, because he's the one that's a distributor for this. Kirk's Heating and Air is a distributor for this.
FDA
this
approved?
system. He's approved, yeah, it's FDA approved.
Because we have a
And
similar tribal
he's a
member.
tribal member, and he's got a license.
Eddie?
Yep.
Eddie Kirk?
All right.
Yeah, he was up at my house, so I really questioned him on it. He had to install my new stove.
Thanks, Tiny. Because we had a similar, Paula presented the same thing as you did too.
Okay.
And we like it, yeah. It really cleans up everything.
Okay.
Tancha, Eddie Kirk also gave our district, size for the district, to do the same thing, ionize the air, and it's $1,600 for any district, that
For the
type,
district center,
for the district center.
but 600 for the homes.
It's spendy, but it's worth it. If there's nothing else, Kakiza Haska over here.
Okay.
Oh, motion to approve DCA report, Mr. Chairman.
So moved by Kakiza Haska to approve the DCA report, second by Tokanawa. Question by Buffalo Lake.
Yes.
Oh, the ones that you just handed out? Yes. Motion to approve the November 3rd minutes, second by all agency. Question by Louis.
Yes.
Thank you, Council. Lindsay, he didn't have those minutes earlier this morning, so that's why we're approving them now.
I know.
Kimberly, there you go. Be safe, Junior.
Yeah, you guys do.
Yeah, we scheduled this. James Bird is on COVID. Oh, yeah, send that to me. That's me sending it to you. No, it's just, if you guys are agreed to it, then let them know.
Checks and balances, how does that work? Shouldn't the checks still have to come to the back so that it's identical with the building?
That's what it's not to reconcile first.
Yeah. Because from what I heard, it was that checks were going to be linked
From the state.
But yeah, they're, because, usually averaging around maybe 5,000. But there was one check that was 27,000. And he only kept that. So once I figured it out, I'm looking at it as they actually got 20% from the motion of the already.
And just a reminder, if any of you guys have any community members over at the Magic Apartments, the water was stored about like an hour ago. Hot water was restored about like an hour ago over at the Magic Apartments.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chair, would it be possible to have a check done today for DNDC? Because of the stuff that needs to be paid, the quarterly payments? What about tomorrow? We need 150,000 for DNDC. And we'd still be short about 80-some thousand for the total amount.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair.
And just give you guys a heads up, I'll be asking Dakota Magic for general counsel to provide the meals on the Thursday, and Dakota Sioux, December 16th, they'll be in those to-go things. Yeah.
I don't think we need a meal, Mr. Chair.
It's not open to the public, it's just council.
Oh, okay.
And those that are presenting.
Okay. And as far as your drum group, I'd still say because it's winter general council, we still, I mean, if Enemy Swim can get their drum group together for one day, and Teos Pozina usually does one day, they usually split them up. So I still think that we should have both of them drum groups here, because that's how, Enemy Swim. That's usually the drum groups for the winter general council. Then in the summer months, it's usually our local drums.
Elmer.
Chairman, question real quick. Did you want to take questions from the viewers and listeners of General Counsel? Okay, so I will have it set up where they can phone in. You guys can hear it. I get to hear your response.
Okay.
So I'll put that number out there like that week of, so they can just call in and figure it out. All right.
All right, thank you. Okay, Elmer, if you come up to the mic, make sure your green light's on.
Mr. Chairman, members of the council. Is it green? Yeah, okay, thank you. Mr. Chairman, members of the council, with respect to the Mark Van Norman contract, there is just there's some issues regarding accounting and record keeping that we wanted to suggest. Well, specifically, as far as invoices, specific expenses, it's just our recommendation in order to avoid disallowed costs or any audit issues, that any expenses that are requested to be reimbursed from a vendor or consultant, that the underlying documents, hotel receipt, rental car, whatever it is, that it does sound tedious, but it's important for the purpose of the tribe, as finance and accounting issues go, that those records are in the file. So in the case of a special audit or a general audit happening annually, that's provided for, so that there aren't any issues that, where the tribe remitted money and there wasn't underlying documentation. So with respect to the substance of the contract itself, it's within the purview of the tribal council and the approach that the tribal council wants to take with respect to someone in their employing a consultant. We also identified in the expenses, the attorney shall be allowed necessary and proper travel expenses paid or incurred in connection. Proper travel expenses is rather ambiguous. Our previous review of past invoices for Mr. Van Norman included the time that he expended just traveling, either flying or driving here. No work on behalf, just the expense of him traveling here. And what we realized, again, that's a subjective issue. But I would respectfully ask the tribal council to consider whether, specifically how they want to address that. If they're comfortable, as they have been in the past, remitting to him reimbursement for just the time it takes for him to travel between Minneapolis and Washington, or from Minneapolis to here. That's within the tribal council. Respectfully, I completely respect that's within your purview. But lawyers are very much about not having ambiguity in contracts. And so proper expenses that's kind of, Mr. Chairman, that has some latitude as far as what that means, what those expenses are. So, other than that, we've reviewed the contract, and it's all as to form. It's appropriate, and it's within the Tribal Council's purview and perspective and in the direction they want to take. It's approved as to form, and we leave that to the Tribal Council. But just as far as trying to avoid audit issues, that was something that we flagged. And whatever proper expenses, again, has some latitude to it, some ambiguity, sir. That's my only comments on this.
And it's basically the same as his last one he presented too, right? His contract is basically the one he presented last time, right?
Mr. Chairman, I apologize.
Okay. His contract right there is basically the same thing he presented council the last time, right?
It's the same contract as last year.
Well, it is essentially the same contract as last year, Mr. Chairman, and as far as being here today, looking at it, as far as the request of the Tribal Council to review it and assess whether within the, I guess, from the frame of mind of the legal department, whether you should execute a new contract that looks a lot like the previous contract you signed. Those are the issues that jumped out at us. That as far as the protection of the tribe, as far as accounting issues, and as far as proper travel expenses, the contract doesn't really address what proper travel expenses are, and that's when you have end up in the circumstances where two parties don't agree on performance or on what reimbursement is. That's all. But I mean, yes, it is essentially the same contract, and this is our reaction to it.
Okay, thanks, Elmer. I appreciate it. I appreciate you looking at it. Members of council, do you have any discussions on the contract? You want to approve it or table it? Kakiza Haska.
So one of the things that are found in there is that we need to track the traveling and the expenses. Is that what I'm hearing? For auditing purposes, correct?
That's what I'm hearing too. Francis.
Mr. Chairman, we just got done approving Whipley's pay request, and in there, that's all it says was airfare, so much dollars, car rental, so much dollars, so I don't see what the difference would be with this contract. And these are all coming from attorneys as well, that are all representing the tribe. So I mean, I don't think they would do the tribe wrong, but I also know that, he's also, Elmer's also looking out for us as well. So maybe that's something, if the contract is, approved today, then Mr. Chairman, before you sign it, maybe you visit with Mark Van Norman and just tell him that, hey, we need you to itemize your bills or save copies of receipts and present them to us when you submit for payment.
Sure, I'll have them keep it together.
So with that said, Madam Secretary, if you're not going to make the motion, I'll make the motion to approve the contract.
So moved by approving Mark's contract by Lake Traverse, second by Madam Secretary. Question will be coming from Tokanoa.
Yes.
Yes.
Milton Owen. Yes. Carol Owen. Yes. Louis Johnson. Yes. Tribal Vice Chairman. Yes. Tribal Secretary. Yes. The Chairman Lee.
Thank you, Council and Execs, and Elmer, thank you. I appreciate it, and you guys stay safe over there.
Thank you.
I think we gave all the copies back to them, didn't we? Yes. Okay. I have to double check because it's too easy asking his questions. Lenny, did you have anything?
No, I'm just waiting for, is it tax and,
No, remember we told you we tabled it?
oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, I thought we had someone send,
Darn it, I could've went home 2 hours ago.
I know that, I thought we sent somebody to let you know, Lenny. I'm sorry.
Well, you're lucky I was here then. I got your stuff done.
Anything else, council, our execs? With that, I'm gonna ask for a motion to adjourn at 3:07. So moved by Lake Traverse.
I have something, Mr. Chairman. Sorry. I guess it's for the vice chair. Have we ever looked on, looking into a swapping of houses for Tom yet? Tom Wilson? Talk to you guys.
I asked housing, but they're still looking because they're still making transitions for other people that were in his place.
Okay.
But I know he's looking towards IHS housing.
Yep.
You told me?
Yep.
I gotta double check with him.
And
Because right now there's they're trying to put in doctors and nurses in those homes over there.
okay. Well, would you?
Assisting housing.
Okay, I'm done. Thank
But
you.
I think there's 2 houses in assisting housing that we could check on.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Tom didn't want that one because I was trying to give him his old house back.
Regarding the COVID?
Sure, I also, like I was saying earlier, our director right now is almost done with our grant application for the Indian Housing Block Grant, which is a $5 million competitive grant. So it's not done today, so we might need to go into special session later on this week or next week, if it's possible.
I say next week?
So that'll work.
Yeah, because we have a couple roundtables scheduled next week too.
Yeah, because we got that December deadline. Remember, that's why we approved that code so quick, because
Yep.
of the December deadline.
I know you took a couple weeks off just to work on that big grant too.
Yeah.
A lot of work. Okay, I'm gonna give it another shot. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
3:09, so moved by Lake Traverse, second by Tokunoa.